Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai. Call law, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 100% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening and learning, and to the house of David, the Bayash Double Dad of the hopeful elect men in the 1/3, and the speckled bird that be amongst the nations. Alright, this is Ayash Utad with Men of Valor Las Vegas Camp. I'm coming to you today with a lesson on the children of Israel. Alright, Lord willing, this is edifying. Without further ado, let's go ahead and pull in the scriptures and, see exactly who are the Israelites and what the nationality goes back to, alright? So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So we're going to start in the book of Exodus, and it's going to be Exodus chapter 1, verse 1. Now these are the names of the children of Israel, which came unto Egypt. Every man in his household came with Jacob: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin, Dan, and Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. Alright? And as you see the flags on the video, these are representing those particular so-called nations. But what you are a chosen people of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Alright? Know that you belong to the Most High and His Son. Alright? Yahweh being the Father, Yahweh Shai being the Son. Alright? Call Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And to show you that you are the special people, alright, let's go into the book of Exodus. And chapter 19 and verse 3, and it reads, And Moses went up unto God, which if you look up the word God, that word means power. Alright, so let me start over. Once again, this is Exodus chapter 19 and verse 3. And Moses went up unto the power, and Yahweh called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus saith thou, say to the house of Jacob, alright, and tell the children of Israel. Alright, who are the children of Israel? Once again, if you refer back to the book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 1 through 4, it lets you know exactly who the children of Israel are, the tribes, the tribal names. Okay? You have, continuing on, Salakia, continuing on to Exodus 19 and verse 4, Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself. So Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh being the Father, Yahweh Shai being the Son, brought him unto his self. Okay? Continue reading. Verse 5. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. Alright, so Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, said that we would be a treasure, a peculiar treasure unto him above all the people of the earth. That means the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, all the way down to Mexicans, alright, are a special people unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. We are a peculiar treasure unto him. Okay? We belong to the power of the universe. What's not to rejoice in that? Alright? Uh, let me continue on reading. I'll start back up at verse 5 just for edification's sake. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. All the earth is his, belongs to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. He created it, he made it, we belong to him, everything in existence. Alright? And the covenant that he's talking about is the covenant that he made with Israel, and the covenant he made with our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, Jacob's name being changed over to Israel. Okay, and we can look up that account in the scriptures. All right, so understanding that Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai has a holy people, and his people come out of the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That is something to rejoice in. All right. Now, two-thirds of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai's people will be destroyed. Why? Because remember that covenant, as it's talked about, that covenant was not obeyed. All right. It was not obeyed. We entered into the covenant with Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, and we disobeyed the covenant. We disobeyed it. So being that we disobeyed, as a father chastises his child, his son, so Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai did unto us. All right. And to prove that, before we get into that, to prove that account, let's go to the book of Genesis, and we're going to go to chapter 32 and verse 28, and it reads, "And he said, Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel, for a prince has thou power with power and with man, and has prevailed." All right. And Jacob, going to read down to verse 30, and Jacob asked him and said, Tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, Therefore it is it that thou does ask after my name. And he blessed him there. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen the powers face to face, and my life is preserved. All right. So in this account, our forefather Jacob wrestled an angel. All right. You can go and read that story. But getting back on topic, I just wanted to read that. Salakia for getting a little sidetracked. All right, but let's talk about and go in through the covenants. So we set a covenant with Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. We accepted the covenant that he had set forth for us. All right, and let's get the account of the covenant. Let's go ahead and continue on to verse 6, and we'll Exodus chapter 9 verse 6 through verse 8, and it reads, And they shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. So we are a holy nation when we are in our righteousness, when we obey the laws, statutes, and commandments set forth for us. Okay? That's who we are. But once again, 2/3 of us will perish because we didn't hearken unto the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. And we disobeyed the law, statutes, and commandments. All right. And let's go on. Verse 7. And Moses came and called for the elders of the people and laid before their face all these words which Yahweh commanded him. All right, so Yahweh commanded Moses, who led us out of the land of Egypt. He commanded Moses to tell us these things, to tell us about the covenant that he had offered us, because Yahweh Bashem Yahushai chose us. We did not choose him. All right, continuing on into that covenant. What are some things of the covenant that we have to keep? Because we entered to this covenant and this agreement. And that is Salakia. And let's go ahead. Salakia. Go ahead and find this account. Salakia. Okay. Give me 1 second. And let's go to Exodus, still in chapter 19. And let's start off at verse 16. And it reads, And it came to pass on the 3rd day in the morning that there were thunders and lightnings, and a thick cloud upon the mountain, and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled. All right. And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with the power. All right, which that word right there, once again, is God. But we know, if you look up the word God means power. All right, and they stood at the nether part of the mountain. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and skip down. Let's go ahead and skip down to verse 20. This will be Exodus chapter 19 and verse 20. And it reads, And Yahweh came down upon Mount Zion on the top of the mountain, and Yahweh called Moses up to the top of the mountain, and Moses went up. And Yahweh said unto Moses, Go down, charge the people, lest they break through unto Yahweh to gaze, and many of them perish. All right, because we could not receive the glory, the majesty of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai gazing upon him. We just do more than even evaporate in my mind. But that's just speaking as a man. But surely enough, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai said we would perish. Okay? And continuing on to verse 22, and it reads, And let the priests also which come near to Yahweh sanctify themselves. Let Yahweh break forth upon them. And Moses said unto Yahweh, The people cannot come up to Mount Zion. All right, once again, we couldn't do and come up there. Why? Because His Majesty and the glory of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, we would perish, as it said. So the covenant that we are entering, and we entered with Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, had specific laws, statutes, and commandments in it. All right, and let me get some of those. Let's go to Exodus chapter 20, and let's start off at verse 1. Salakia. Salakia. In chapter 1. Salakia, chapter 20, verse 1. Exodus chapter 20, verse 1. And Yahweh spake all these words, saying, I am Yahweh. All right? I am Yahweh. So he is, which is the meaning of his name, Yahweh. I am Yahweh, thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. All right? The house of bondage. So he delivered us from Egypt, which Egypt means bondage. Okay? And you can do your research and look up that account and that fact. Continuing on. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness, or any thing that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahweh, thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation, them that hate me, of them that hate me. All right? So those are some specific accounts and commandments that are given to us, and for us to obey the law, statutes, and commandment. Okay? And with that account, let's go in Salakia. With that account, it gives us the law, statutes, and commandments, the ones that we are supposed to follow. All right, that makes us a special and a holy people unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right, and just to go in a little bit more on the tribes to see exactly who we are, and to remember who we are, and that this book, the Holy Bible, is only for the children of Israel. Okay? So, I'm going to go to the book of Genesis. Let's go to chapter 49 and start at verse 1. And it reads, And Jacob called unto his sons and said, Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Gather yourselves together, and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. All right? And then it goes into the separate accounts of the tribes and certain things about them. So, I'll continue on. And it is, once again, Genesis chapter 49 and going into verse 3. Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my mighty, and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity, and the excellency of power. Verse 4. Unstable as water, thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed, bed, then defiled thou it. He went up to to my couch. All right, and then goes on to Simeon, and Levi. Simeon and Levi are verse 5. Simeon and Levi are brethren in instruments of cruelty and in their habitations. Verse 6. O my soul, come not thou into their secret, unto their to their assembly. Mine honor be not thou not united, for in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will they dig down a wall. Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Jacob, and scatter them in Israel. All right? And once again, you can look up these tribes and see if you have as you see the flags on the video, you look up the respective tribes that they go back to, and you can read these accounts in the King James Version Bible, 16 and 11 preferably. All right, but the King James Version, no New World Translation or anything, just the King James Bible, preferably the 16 and 11. All right, going into Judah. Judah, Salakia. It'll be Genesis chapter 49 and verse 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. So Judah is the head tribe. Why? Because Yahushua came out of the tribe of Judah. All right. Continuing on, verse 9. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he crouched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? All right. That's just some of the account in Judah. Okay, I'm just getting certain things. Into it, and then it goes to Zebulun, and this is going to be verse 13. Zebulun shall dwell at the Zebulun shall dwell at the heaven of the sea, and he shall be for a heaven of ships, and his borders shall be unto Zidon. All right. Issachar. Issachar is a strong ass. Coaching down between two burdens. 15. And he saw that rest was good, and he laid that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulder to bear, and became a servant unto tribute. Dan. Dan, verse 16. Dan shall judge the people as one of the tribes of Israel. Dan shall be a Dan shall be a serpent by the way, and adder in the path that biddeth the horse hill, so that his rider shall fall backward. All right. I have, in verse 18, I have waited for thy salvation, O Yahweh. Gad, which is verse 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome thee. Slakia, Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. Out of Asher his bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal daints. All right, and going into Naphtali. Naphtali is a hen let loose. He giveth good words. All right. So these are the tribes of Israel, and some of their, I guess you would say, characteristics. And we have two more. Joseph is a fruitful, bountiful, even a fruitful, bound by a wall, whose branches run over the wall. All right, and then we have Benjamin, and this is in Genesis. Once again, this is chapter 49, and now we're on verse 27. Benjamin shall rave as a wolf, raven as a wolf in the morning. He shall devour the prey, and at night he shall divide the spoil. All these are the 12 tribes of Israel. All right. And Salakia, about, taking so long in the video, I just wanted to point out a couple of things. You can go back and read these accounts. Lord willing, this video was edifying. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakal Kadash. Double honors once again to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with all sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening and learning of the 144,000, and to the Baasha Double Dot, the house of David, a hopeful elect men that, Lord willing, we be a number of. All right, without further ado, all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakal Kadash, once again, and to the next time. Shalom.